This is way worse than we thought. Walker Buehler's tenure in Boston up to this point has simply not lived up to expectations. Now, after his most recent performance against an in-division rival, we have brand new comments from not only Walker Buehler, but as well as Alex Cora on the situation going forward and what Buehler's role could really look like in the coming future. We'll break down all of that on this episode of Red Sox Digest, but first, remember to subscribe to the channel, as nearly 90% of you guys watching this video are not currently subscribed. We do appreciate the love and support, but now let's get to it and break down what to do with Walker Buehler. Going into this MLB season, it is safe to say that there was a lot of faith, a lot of hope and optimism placed in Walker Buehler from the Red Sox fan base, mainly because as fans, we had just watched him close Game 7 of the World Series against the New York Yankees to help deliver a World Series ring to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, despite doing that, he went into free agency, and there were a lot of big names surrounding the pitching market, specifically the starting pitching market. Players like Blake Snell, players like Max Fried, and even Corbin Burnes, who we saw the Red Sox all miss on in the offseason to other teams like the New York Yankees, teams like the Arizona Diamondbacks, who we all knew coming into this MLB season were going to try to make a stamp and go after a fall classic ring. And now the Red Sox ended up obviously trading for Garrett Crochet, getting their ace, but they needed another complementary piece to be there in the starting rotation, someone that could be up to even a second guy, a starting pitching number 2 guy. Walker Buehler has not been that for the Boston Red Sox. He is now currently the 5th guy in the starting rotation, and over his last 6 appearances, they have not been great. He did have a good outing against the Tampa Bay Rays, which is always good to see, but it is far and in between compared to the other appearances we have seen from Walker Buehler. In his next 6 outings, or his last 6 outings, I should say, he has 5 decisions, 4 in which have come to a loss, 1 no decision, and 1 win for Walker Buehler. Overall, just mediocrity for the entirety of the season, and including last night against an in-division rival in the Toronto Blue Jays. Buehler only went 4 innings, giving up 4 earned runs on 4 hits, 2 of them being solo shot home runs in the first inning. Now, adding to the first inning problems before we actually get to the quotes from Buehler and Alex Cora from last night's appearance, the first inning has been a substantial problem for Walker Buehler. This graphic coming from DraftKings Sportsbook on Twitter as they went on to post it in a cleaner format so we could all see it and actually read it appropriately. He has simply been horrible in the first inning. The start of games has not been good for Walker Buehler, and we have seen when the Red Sox can score first, they have a very, very good win percentage. When Buehler's on the mound, it doesn't feel like the Red Sox even have a remote chance unless they are facing just bullpen arms and position players on the other side. First inning, over his past 2 starts for Walker Buehler, 7 earned runs, 3 home runs, 4 hits, 4 walks, and 2 hit batters. Overall, the command has not been it for Walker Buehler, and it's resulting in him getting hit around and allowing guys to work around the base paths, and it's just not the Walker Buehler that the Red Sox Nation, the Red Sox organization was optimistic about and hopeful for going into this MLB season. Now, to the quotes. We're going to start with Tyler Milliken on Twitter, quoting Alex Cora from NESN. He was asked about what to think about Walker Buehler and his spot in the rotation, where Cora went on to say, quote, "Not right now." And that was the end of the quote. It was very brief. He was very blunt. He didn't seem like he wanted to give it any form of thought or any form of emotion in this stage, as it seemed like he wanted to go discuss it and think about it behind closed doors before making any public comments about Walker Buehler and really the version we have seen of him up to this point for the Boston Red Sox. It doesn't seem like he will be on the MLB level, at least in the starting rotation, for much longer, at least until he goes down to AAA, finds something that he can really grow off of and say that he has found his footing and go forward. I really hope that Walker Buehler hasn't been working through injury, because if you look through his career, the main problems come when he deals with injury. He has played for 7, 8, 9 years now in the professional stage, and he's been pretty damn consistent when he's on the mound. The problem is when he's dealing with injury, we've obviously seen a subpar version of Walker Buehler, and obviously him just missing time flat out due to not being able to be available. Now, This is the Walker Buehler quote, and this is heavy because if you guys don't remember, I believe we covered it on this channel about a week ago, and it was Jarren Duran's comments about the state of the Red Sox currently and how it's very amplified, and the pressure is right on top of all of their necks as everyone feels like they have to produce night in and night out in every situation, regardless of the scenario. Because that's just the way it seems right now. After the Rafael Devers trade, the offensive production post the Rafael Devers trade, where they currently sit in the division standings as well as the league standings, the Boston Red Sox have to click. And it feels like trades are going to be made, roster moves are going to be made if things do not click for this Red Sox organization going forward, regardless of it being the offensive side of things, highlighting Jarren Duran and other key possible trade situations, or players like Walker Buehler and them losing starting spots in the rotation because of production like this. So, asked post-game if he feels as if he's fighting for a spot in the Red Sox rotation, Walker Buehler offered a very candid response. Quote, I think I'm fighting for my spot in the game, honestly. I think at some point, throwing the way I've been throwing, there's not a lot of places for 7 ERA starting pitchers in the big leagues. I don't know what the next step is, and obviously I want to take the ball every 5th day and keep going and keep fighting. But at the end of the day, we have depth and talent in this organization, and there are realities in this game. So regardless of whatever happens, I'll keep going and keep trying to figure it out. I think I owe it to my family and myself, given the rehab we've go through and what that does to you. I'm going to find it and have a run. I just don't know when or where that will be. That's the end of the quote from Walker Buehler. As real, as blunt, and as candid as it could be, and he's 100% right. We just addressed how long will he actually be in the starting rotation. Walker Buehler doesn't even know himself. He doesn't have faith that he'll be in the starting rotation much longer, but he knows and he has the confidence that if he does get the ball every 5th day, when he does get the ball, he's going to go after it. He's going to give it his best shot. Whether or not that results in good, productive outings, we will find out. And again, whether or not Alex Cora gives him a long enough leash to actually go out there and try to prove himself again, we will find out in the coming days, if not the coming hours, as the Boston Red Sox go and will be playing in Cincinnati against a scorching hot offense in the Cincinnati Reds. I can't wait to see how the Red Sox answer this challenge. They will have Garrett Crochet, the ace of the Boston Red Sox, on the mound today. Hopefully he can get some run support, and the Red Sox can combat with a very, very good team who seems to be underrated in the Cincinnati Reds. Let me know down below what your overall thoughts and opinions are on the Boston Red Sox and the Walker Buehler situation specifically. Would you guys allow him a little bit longer of a leash to go out there and continue to try to find his footing on the MLB level? Or are you looking to see a roster change, have him move down to AAA at least before you see him again on the MLB level? Let me know down below how you guys feel, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Red Sox Digest. Thank you guys for watching.